craziest, most intense fighters stopped the unstoppable David Tua. But wait, it doesn't end there. After the fight, one of these dudes went off the deep end and ended up doing a 20-year stint behind bars. So buckle up, folks, and make sure you stick around till the end of this video. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button, 'cause trust me, you're in for one hell of a ride. On June 7th, 1997, in Sacramento, California, the Samoan Twaman David Tua clashed with the previously little-known Nigerian boxer Ike Ibebuchi, nicknamed the President. On this evening, fans witnessed an unexpected instant classic. Ike possessed remarkable physical attributes, standing at 74 inches tall and weighing in at 231 pounds for his fights, with not an ounce of excess fat. Wins followed one after another, and the young heavyweight began to attract the attention of fans and boxing experts. In his 4 years as a pro, the Nigerian collected quite a good record. No losses, 16 wins, 12 of them by knockout. But few knew that even then Ike had outbreaks of aggression towards trainers and sparring partners. Besides, he had attempted suicide, which already indicated mental problems. Despite his impressive record, Ibebuchi was much less known than Tua. Commentators even had to practice pronouncing his name correctly. The clear favorite of the fight was David. A guy with a monstrously powerful punch was considered the heir to Mike Tyson and Rocky Marciano. He entered the ring with a record of 27-0, with 23 wins by knockout, having defeated John Ruiz and Oleg Maskayev.
His eyes roll back in his head on that one. Maskayev is out.
He was even called the next Mike Tyson. But even Mike Tyson himself never had to participate in such a grueling 12-round battle. Ibebuchi was also an undefeated boxer, but he had hardly faced any top opponents. These two heavyweights, both approaching their peak, both men in top physical shape, were ready to go through anything to get to the other side and pick up the victory. It was non-stop action, hammer and tong style, from round one to the final bell.
His gloves in the second round.
Tua out there on the end of his jab. People in David Tua's camp, longer, a better boxer.
Ibebuchi starting very fast.
In combinations. Uppercut for Ibebuchi. Tua not getting it.
It was the kind of fight where, upon watching it, upon being moved by it, the thought that both men were giving too much reared its head in the mind of the viewer.
The fighter, Jim, early in the fight will throw a lot of punches because he's good left hook.
Ibebuchi just a little bit low, but Tua had referee Lou Filippo. Big left hook. Tua blocking a right hand, and now
Ike managed to surprise his more star-studded opponent from the get-go. The Nigerian fearlessly moved forward, delivering a record number of punches for the heavyweight division. 91 in the first round, 91 in the second, and 95 in the third.
Powerful men pounding on each other at this stage of the show.
here's the go.
That's what makes Tua. Ibebuchi is very impressive to this point.
Tua weighed in at 226, Ibebuchi at 235. You have to figure they both gained a little weight since then. But when they lean against each other, Ibebuchi again threw 91 punches in round two, so he's consistent.
At the same time, Ibebuchi cleverly avoided Tua's main weapon, the devastating left hook.
My defense. So far, it is Ibebuchi. Trying to bob into a position to land that left hook. Tua goes to the right.
However, the Samoan wasn't discouraged. He relied on precision, hoping for one decisive blow.
You know what I am on the East Coast, that you got two big heavyweights, David Tua, and so far
With each round, the activity of the massive boxers only increased. Both gradually forgot about caution.
Are you saying that if Ibeabuchi hits like gets desperate, you might see more and more unforced errors? You need more body punching to do that. Working up.
I sense that Ibeabuchi is slowing down.
In the fifth round, Ibeabuchi fell victim to Tua's crown, barely holding his ground after taking a hit.
She is thinking, why is he talking about soccer?
Here we see Tua starting to work with his left hook. The body shots, getting a couple of good shots, his best shots of the fight so far.
And Ibeabuchi answers with left hooks of his own. Now they begin to trade.
The big offensive line going against a big defensive line. A lot of rhythm.
The Nigerian responded with another flurry of jabs and hooks, some of which found their mark.
In Sacramento. Starting to get some room to work.
The athletes completely abandoned pauses, tirelessly trying to beat each other.
And as Ibeabuchi punch here in round 6, one punch at a time with a left hook. Right hand.
By the middle of the match, Ike slowed down and Tua stepped up. But by the 7th round, the fighters were evenly matched in activity.
You see David go into that hard hook. And Ibeabuchi enters with a left hook.
At this point in his career.
The relentlessness of Tua.
Curtis Coates told us about Ike Ibeabuchi more now in the last 2 rounds. Good hard right hand to the body. Tua landed the counter right hand in return. And being done by the hard punching New Zealander, David. Right hand. That the left hook is increasingly there.
That Coates has one left in him.
Jump on him, and was Tua so conscious of aggression with the right hand.
The statistics counted a unique number. The opponents landed 1730 punches. Such a result had never been seen in the history of heavyweight boxing. Tua and Ibeabuchi even surpassed the famous Thrilla in Manila, when Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier landed 1591 punches over 14 rounds. Only 23 years later, the record of Tua Ibeabuchi was surpassed by Adam Konaki and Chris Arreola.
Solid left hook by Tua.
Bigger, heavier.
And right hands over the top, as he has throughout. The middle segment seemed to belong to Tua. Both fighters have had their moments in the last. Great combination by Tua. Great comes out punching to begin the 11th. First of our 2 fights tonight, Larry. Despite all the hard punches that have been landed, Ibeabuchi emerging as a star himself. Just as he did against Maskayov and Isonrate, Tua.
Amazingly, even at the end of the 12-round battle, the pace hardly dropped. Ibeabuchi, having taken several heavy blows, continued to dominate the ends of the rounds thanks to his unique activity.
As I turn to look at the punch counters, they assure me Ibeabuchi deserves just as much. Tua looking for...
Tua continued to unleash his cannons, obviously not counting on winning by judges' decision.
An explosive left hook by Tua, and Tua again, and again.
Here the Samoan was right. At the end of the extremely tense battle, all 3 judges awarded the victory to the Nigerian boxer. Thus, Ike Ibeabuchi went from an unknown fighter to one of the most sought after. But unfortunately, after that, he didn't fight again for 13 months. Problems outside the ring, serious problems outside the ring, became an obstacle to the further rise of his career. The sensational victory had a devastating effect on Ibeabuchi. He gave too much in the fight, and his brain suffered trauma that went undetected by any scan. He was always a bit eccentric, But after the grueling 12 rounds with Tua, he seemed to spiral into madness. Perhaps it was the heavy blows he took. He complained of